What's going on, guys? My name is Sly, and I got some things I want to talk about today. But before we get into that, let's get the formalities out of the way. I'm playing Capture the Flag, obviously playing Modern Warfare 2, and we are playing at Karachi. So, let's get right into it. So, what I want to talk about first today is, it's a news story I found online where a man had his penis cut off. Yeah, I know, right? It's probably, no, not probably, it's definitely the single worst possible thing that could happen to a dude in life. I would rather be lit on fire, eaten by a rabid mongoose, or forced to be Justin Bieber's friend before anything sharp even comes close to my manhammer. Honestly, I really felt for this guy, so I want to talk about it. So basically, this guy and his wife were going through a rough divorce, and they had an argument at some point before eating dinner. The woman made dinner for her husband, and she slipped some drugs in his food that I guess made him pass out. So after he was unconscious, she tied him to the bed, but you know what really makes this fucked up? She actually waited until he was awake before she grabbed his pride and joy, and she cut it off with a 10-inch kitchen knife. I mean, seriously? Like, she actually waited for the guy to wake up before cutting his love cannon off. Like, what an evil bitch. But, you know what? That's actually not the worst part, believe it or not. After cutting off his man meat, she actually threw it in the garbage disposal right in front of him and ground the shit out of it, which basically eliminated any possibility of having it reattached. Oh yeah, if you don't know what a garbage disposal is, by the way, it's basically like a blender in your sink. So this woman has to be like the cruelest person on the planet, and it's words like don't describe what she did. It's just unreal. She's facing up to life in prison and has a bunch of charges against her, which I will read to you because I know you're like me, and you want to make sure she's got what's coming to her. So basically, she's looking at stuff like aggravated mayhem, false imprisonment, assault with a deadly weapon, administering a drug with intent to commit a felony, poisoning, and spousal abuse, along with a $1 million bail charge. And honestly, I still don't think that seems like justice. Not even close, actually. So, yeah, that's... oh, wow, I don't even know what to say. So yeah, that's enough penis conversation for the day, I guess. So let's move on to the next thing I want to talk about. It doesn't quite compare to the last story, but I want to talk about ghosts. But before we jump into that, I gotta give you a little bit of background first. As some of you know, I recently started working as a security guard at this insurance company where I basically walk around watching movies and making sure terrorists don't attack the building. No, I actually look for stuff like broken lights, leaks, broken windows, shit like that. But anyways, I usually work night shifts, so I'm there all night, obviously. But on my first day of the job, I was talking to one of the janitors, and he basically told me the origins of the building. So before this building was made into the insurance company, it was this orphanage in the early 1900s. So one day, there was this terrible fire, and they thought they had everyone out of the building, but unfortunately, there were 3 little girls who were trapped inside still. They were locked in a room, which was kind of like a timeout room. But, so basically, these little girls tragically burned and died in the fire, but the building didn't completely burn down, and it was restored and refurnished to... sorry. And whatnot. So, like 30 years later, this insurance company bought it, and like a few buildings surrounding it, to make it into the company it is today. So the janitor told me this one night on Halloween he put a pumpkin on the windowsill, which he, like, it was like a jack-o'-lantern, right? The pumpkin that has the lights or whatever. And he put it on the windowsill and he went outside to check it out. But there was no light coming from the pumpkin. So he went back inside to see what was going on when it was still lit. So that was some freaky shit, I guess. But basically, in his opinion, the place is haunted. I personally don't believe in ghosts or like the supernatural stuff like that. But honestly, the place scares the shit out of me every night. I'll be walking along in the basement or something, and I'll hear these, you know, those automatic hand sanitizer dispensers. I'll randomly just hear one of those just dispense on their own. And it's not just that, it's stuff like these loud creaks and like groans throughout the night. Like just random doors that'll close that I don't remember closing, and they'll just like slam shut. But yeah, like just last night I was walking along and I opened the door to one of the washrooms and the fucking paper towel dispenser just started dispensing. Now I'm like always checking my back wherever I'm going, and it kind of pisses me off because honestly, if there are ghosts, then they're just a bunch of pussies because they never show themselves. So I'm not sure if these little girls are like trying to scare the shit out of me every night or what, but I bought a flashlight, so I should be good. And shut up, alright? The place is dark. But yeah, guys, those were the only 2 stories I had. So if you have any thoughts or want to share what you think about the penis thing or experiences you've had with ghosts, or if you believe in them or not, let me know. I'd like to read your stories. But anyways, I guess we can talk a little bit about the gameplay. Basically, guys, if you're gonna play a team objective game like Capture the Flag or Domination or games like that, the absolute most important key to victory is teamwork. This should be obvious because it's a team-based game, but honestly, if you can't communicate effectively with your teammates, you are going to lose to a team who can. If you ever want to participate in a tournament-type event, you will need to build an effective team that can work well together and implement strategy effectively. But I know I'm explaining the obvious here, but I'm always listening to people complain that they can't win games because their teammates aren't playing the objective. But you know how to fix that, right? All you need to do is get a team together and play with them until you're basically like a well-oiled machine. But that's honestly the only remedy to the problem. But yeah, guys, aside from that, you only need to really work on like your own personal skills. Like simple things like taking advantage of cover or shooting accurately, you know? Something like with Modern Warfare 2, for example, a really effective method of winning firefights is using the tactical button layout because you can lay on the ground without moving your thumb. And that's been proven to be extremely useful. Yeah, guys, I don't wanna make this into a tip video, so I guess I'll just end it here for today. I hope you enjoyed the gameplay and my random stories. So, like and subscribe if you want to. It doesn't matter if you don't. I thought I'd remind you just in case you forgot. But anyways, I'll see you guys later. Bye.
The enemy dropped our flag.
Your work is appreciated. Well done.